Wildflower Wool. I almost said the Fiber Friends. I am the co-host of Fiber Friends podcast as well. But tonight it is all about wildflower wool knitting. So welcome and happy Monday. It is New Start Monday Knits, which means it's Monday and I have a new cast on for this week, or I will have as of tonight. Did everybody have a chance to vote over on the Wildflower Wool Instagram poll? It was in the stories this morning. I had 2 new yarns. I was debating about which one was going to be the new start for this week. They were both brand new yarns. I did some yarn shopping this weekend while I was away. There was a few of us went on a little retreat weekend, conveniently located just outside a very cute little village that has a lovely yarn shop, wool and silk. These are the 2 yarns. Hi, Sabrina. This lovely green, and this one is called Espresso. So I will tell you in a moment who the winner was of this poll. I have no finishes to show you. I did not even get my hat finished that I started last week. Yes, I have it up here, but I have a good start on it. So I will show you last week's New Start Monday, the progress on that, and my shawl that I have been working on for quite a few weeks. I will give you a little update on where I am with that. And I brought up a few skeins of yarn that I dyed this week for the Fiber Friends Dyeing Challenge. The Fiber Friends podcast has a monthly knitting challenge. The July challenge was yarn dyeing. The premise behind that was to pick anything you wanted to dye, with any dye, any fiber, just anything. Just play around and have fun. And we had a ton of fun. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Hi, Katie. Let's talk about the poll. Which of these yarns won? You guys, hands down, this was the closest vote since I started doing these. I'm not even sure how long I've been I don't know if I started these back in January. It's been, I don't know, maybe it wasn't right at the beginning of the month, but it's been quite a while. And I always feel like, hi ladies that are popping in here, I always say, man, this was a close vote. But honest to goodness, this was the closest. It came down to 1 vote. And it's always interesting because what the poll shows in the Instagram stories is not the same as what the comments on the Instagram post show. Almost every week, the opposite yarn is in the lead, either in the stories or in the post. It's never not usually the same one. For whatever reason, I don't know. In the stories today, the one yarn won by 1 vote. But when I went in and counted up the votes that were posted on the Wildflower Wool Facebook page and in the Instagram post, the opposite yarn won by a vote. So it was really, really close. Hey, Joanne. So let's take a look at the yarns. So first, the yarn store that these came from, Wool and Silk, it's in Shelburne. So it's a couple of hours north of London. If you're ever heading up around Cottage Country or that way for a weekend or camping or something, it is well worth the stop in there. Just got beautiful yarns. Everybody came out with some really lovely yarn and some different dyers. And it's interesting, again, there were some different dyers and some different yarns that we weren't familiar with, some we hadn't seen before. This one here, apparently Little Red Mitten used to have it, and Mark had knit with it and really loved it, so I went to look at it. And I'm sure I've had some Ella Rae yarn in the past, but not this one. This is Rustic Aran, and it is really, really nice. But interestingly enough, as soon as we walked in, our eyes just kind of went right to the sock yarn wall. And wouldn't you know it, 2 of our wonderful friends that are dyers, local dyers to us, they had their yarns for sale in the shop. Vicki from Songbird Fibers had some of her yarn there, and Debbie from The Loving Path had her yarn for sale in the shop. So that was really nice. So unfortunately, ladies, we did not buy. Isn't that? But anyways, we bought some different yarn. But I bought yarn from Debbie a couple of weeks ago, and she is having another open house at her house in August. So for anybody who was local to London, The Loving Path, check out her Instagram posts. I know she posted there. It is in just like a week or two on it's a weekend. It's August the 8th, I think it is. So check out her open house that she's doing. Anyways, back to these yarns. The Noro. I bought 2 balls of this Noro. I would have bought 3, but there was only 2. So 2 is going to have to do. And I'm going to make this into a shawl for myself. Another asymmetrical shawl. So it's Kiri is the yarn. And it is a 45% silk, 43% wool, and 12% mohair. It is nice. I love you. I know I've said this before that I love Noro. My mosaic scarf that I'm working on, it is Noro Silk Garden. Oh, this is lovely. I really, really like it. Isn't that pretty? So Noro, you guys all know Noro doesn't actually come up with colors. It's just a number. And yeah, it is color 8. And it is a number 2, a 2 weight. So like a DK Sport kind of weight. Anyways, it's lovely. I love it. I can't wait to wear this. I can already see myself wearing this shawl. So I'm going to have to cast it on at some point. This yarn is really soft. I wish you could feel it. It is an Aran weight. And it also has silk. Let's see. What is it here? It's lamb's wool and silk. That's why it's so nice and soft. 75% lamb's wool, 25% silk. I don't know if you guys watched the Fiber Friends podcast. Oh boy, the Fiber Friends podcast. We recorded. If you haven't watched it yet, you should go watch it. We recorded it while we were away. Cheryl and I did a little chatting, and then the rest of it is just some little clips that I put all together of the 5 of us yarn dyeing. And oh, we had some tech problems. I couldn't get it to upload while we were at the retreat. I was trying to use the data from my phone, and maybe that made it too slow. Anyway, so it went up really, really late Sunday night. Usually the Fiber Friends podcast is up Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock. I tried. It's late, so you probably maybe haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But on the podcast, I had this epiphany moment that from now on, I should only buy yarn with silk. I mean, as if I'm going to really stick to that, right? I'm still going to buy all kinds of things. But man, silk, I think well, you guys probably all know, right? You probably have had something with silk. It just feels so lovely. So silk has just moved up higher on my priority list, you know? And I'm hoping that will, what's the word I want to say? Like slowly ease my family members into wearing wool. If there's maybe, well, I don't know, maybe that won't, maybe that'll totally backfire on me. I'm thinking if I have some silk, maybe they'll get used to the silk, the wool, and then I can use the silk out and they'll get used to the wool. Probably not. All it's going to do is make them more used to having really luxurious soft yarns, right? Like wool or silk and cashmere. That may not go the way I want, right? Oh, Katie, that's how you feel about the alpaca? Yeah, alpaca it really is beautiful too, isn't it? I know, poor Anne. I know Anne says she always likes to wake up and watches in bed Saturday mornings because we go up at 9 o'clock. And so she can just, wake up Saturday mornings, watch the podcast in bed. And the last few weeks, because Cheryl has been camping a lot, we have had to just adjust our recording schedule a little bit. So yes, I know we've kind of, I really wanted to try so hard to be really consistent, but summertime, summer's summer. So I'm just doing the best I can. Oh, Valerie, you gave up on your family. I know. And it's my daughter. For some reason, I have it in my head that she has to learn to love hand knit socks. I don't know. I know, really, I should give up on her, right? Just knit the socks for me. But I don't. I still am thinking that I can somehow win her over. And I don't know what, like, what am I going to get when I win her over? All I'm going to do is have to make more socks for her, right? So it's, I don't know. It's probably maybe not going to be a win situation if I win her over, is it? Oh, Valerie, your daughter won't wear anything that has a label. See, and I don't think that's Anita's issue. I just think she thinks when she thinks of wool or hand knit or knitting is something that like her great grandmother would have done out of the yucky sale kind of stuff, right? So that's why I don't know. I just think I need to try to win her over, right? And hey, Ann, here. Just I know. See, this just means you get the whole weekend to lounge in bed until I finally get the podcast up. So I don't know if that's good. You just have been having relaxing weekends, or you're totally getting nothing done around the house. So, anyways, both of these yarns are lovely, and I can't wait to cast either one on. And the winner by one vote is the Noro. So it is going to be a shawl. And if I have to admit which one I wanted to cast on, it's kind of the Noro. And I honestly thought this would have won by quite a large margin. But everybody was really interested in this one too. So this will come back eventually, sometime soon, because I really do want to knit it. But look at the, I don't know if the color, I guess it's looking pretty true on the screen. It might be a little darker in person. But it is, well, it's espresso, so it's like a chocolate brown, but it almost has kind of like a rusty reddy undertone to it. So not really something that I would typically pick. I initially had picked a charcoal gray and an oatmeal color and a light gray to go with it. And I was humming and hawing between those, and then I saw this, and I'm like, you know what? I I want to be wild and crazy, and let's go for this espresso instead of the gray and the black and the oatmeal color. I like talk about being wild and crazy, right? But anyways, this is going to hold off for a little bit, and this one's going to get cast on. My other light bulb moment is I only want to knit large shawls from now on. Valley, they could what? Okay, so yes, I'm thinking I'm hoping I can wear them together. I guess they're going to go this way, aren't they? I want this to be a hat. I have another skein of this to do mitts. Well, I mean, I'm going to have lots. I'm going to do hat and mitts out of the espresso. And I thought if I do this in a shawl, it would look nice together, wouldn't it? Yes. I still want to be matchy, right? I want to get away from the hat being one skein of one thing, the mitt something else, and the scarf or cowl being something else. I would like to look somewhat put together this winter, but I think this would do it. What about using the brown as your edging on the shawl? I could. The weight's different, but could probably, I don't know. Yeah, the weight ish might be a problem, but as an edging, I don't know if it could kind of fudge that maybe, but it would kind of, and then it would tie it all together, wouldn't it? Oh, Valerie, you're a smart cookie. Anyways, we'll see what I come up with, but this is going to be for me. This is not going to be gift yarn. This is not going to be Christmas. This is all about, yeah, I think you're right, Valerie. The edging, if we could kind of just wing it, right? Or heaven forbid, you guys, I could crochet an edge around, and then I could just kind of do like every other stitch, right? And just kind of, that would be crocheting. You know, I don't know a whole ton about crocheting, but I could probably fudge it a little better if I did, I don't know. All right, we'll think about that when I come to it. I should never say the C word. I don't know why I do that. I know Amber mentioned something about my socks. I'm not going to talk about my socks. Jocelyn and I will be podcasting. What is that? About August 6th or something? It's not this coming Thursday. It'll be next Thursday, the first Thursday of the month. Hi, Catherine. Jocelyn and I go live on right here, the Wildflower Will YouTube channel. Jocelyn, of course, is from Northern Knits Podcast. I just see her pop up here. You could, do a little pattern with the, oh, a little grainy espresso in the hat and a shawl that we use a tiny bit of espresso in the gray. Oh, there's a good thought. You guys are just full of great ideas. So anyway, yeah, I guess there's options, isn't there? But I am in love with this. So yeah, so back to the big shawls. I've worn my, you know which one I'm talking about, the European road trip shawl. I've worn that a few times. Love it, love it, love it. And what it was probably, yeah, Jocelyn saying August the 5th. Yikes. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be an interesting chat, Jocelyn. So we'll see what happens that night. Anyway, large shawls, that is where is that. I'm hooked on super large shawls that you can just like curl up in. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Don't think I'm gonna focus on one skein shawls. At least not right now. I mean, maybe I'll switch back, but right now I'm thinking, two, probably three, maybe even four. Oh, I know. I'm ignoring her, Susanna. I am going to leave you all in suspense for another one. I guess I have a week and a half, don't I? Yeah, I do, don't I? Okay. Talk socks then. Anyways, yeah, big shawls is what I want. It's only 2 skeins, but it's a DK weight, so I'm hoping I'll get a fairly good size out of it. And I love the color. Love the color. So stay tuned for this new start. What shall I show you next? I will show you my shawl. I know, now I'm feeling a little sorry for the shawl because it's only going to be 1 skein. But, I mean, I shouldn't really even be calling it a shawl, right? It really is a scarf. I'm just going to wear it inside my coat. But I think for this pattern, this will just be more a, what do I want to say? It's almost like a test knit, right? To see what the pattern comes up like in 1 skein. I didn't do a whole ton on, oh boy, I didn't do much at all. Okay, I thought I did a little more than this. Okay, this is where I moved it to after we chatted last Monday. I only did this much. In my defense, the rows are getting longer. So I like to sit down, do my 4-row repeat. And so longer rows means my 4-row repeats are getting longer. But I probably could have snuck in a few more, couldn't I? That's not very much progress at all. Okay. Oh, well. We'll hope for better luck this week on it. Yeah. Oh, what's that? So you hate knitting shawls, Valerie? Isn't that funny? Yeah, there was somebody else this weekend was saying how they're not a shawl knitter either. And yeah, and I want something that I'm going to wear because how many of us knit shawls and then we never wear them? I have a friend that I they just think, oh my gosh, I can't believe. And she says she's knitting her shawls and she's saving them until she's 80. So that in case when she's 80, she can't knit shawls, she will have shawls to wear. And I just think, I'm like, but why do you all of a sudden think as soon as you turn 80, you're going to want to wear shawls? If you don't like wearing them now, I'm guessing at 80, you're still not going to like wearing them, right? So I don't know, but I think it's just the fact that people like the process. They like to knit. Hi, Joey. they like to do the knitting, and it's more the knitting instead of the product that they're after when they're knitting their shawls. And shawls are nice because you don't have to worry about if anything fits. Oh, Valerie. Oh, you love to wear them, but you hate to knit them? What? Really? Okay. Okay, well there. If I ever have one that I just don't want to wear, I will send it your way for sure. Shawls, oh yes, shawls make the best scarves in the fall and winter. Exactly. Because that's really what a one skein shawl is. It's just a scarf, right? It fits nicely around your neck, it fits nicely inside your coat. So that's what this will be. And I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna keep this for me because I love that orange crush. That's that Leo and Roxy orange crush. Oh, you guys, if you like orange, you would, sorry, Project Bag just toppled off the shelf. I don't think you would be disappointed with the orange crush. It is, I really, really like it. Oh, Amber, you're hoping to make a rectangle shawl with the yarn you dyed. Your yarn turned out lovely. Sorry, guys, I just had to take a quick drink. It is another super, super hot summer day here. What else? Oh, okay. This is what I can show you. Okay, what is, I'm just trying to read Valerie's. Valerie here said, if you make a one skein shawl and don't like how it wraps, join it and make a cowl. Yes, another a great idea. Daisy did it, I know. Poor Daisy. Daisy's not even up here. Anyways, let me show you last week's new start. Remember the two colors? It was, oh dear, I'm losing ball bands. It was the, no, I keep wanting to call this olive green, but it is moss heather. I mean, really, they look kind of the same though, don't they? So moss heather, this is an older Patton's classic wool. Not sure if this color is still available. I hope it is because it is really pretty. And the winning color to go with it was the magenta. So I've got a hat started. This took 2 starts because my first start I just used as my gauge swatch. I didn't do a little gauge swatch in the round. I just cast on the hat, kind of used my best guess of what I thought my tension was going to be, and did my gauge to garment. I knew the circumference of my head. I knew the size I wanted, a little bit negative ease in my hat. I cast on. And once I started doing the color work pattern, I looked at the hat and I'm like, nope, definitely too small. So I measured my gauge from my first go on my hat, and then I worked out how many stitches I wanted and recast on, and this is what I've come up with. So I'm just, well, probably about right. If I was going to start doing some decreases, remember the little hand trick about the length of your palm to the tip of your fingers is a good from the bottom of your ear to the top of your head here. It's right about where you want to start doing some decreases. So I've got a little bit more knitting to do, and then I will do some decreases because I'm just going to knit this up straight for a little bit and decrease. I was hoping to have it done and wear it. It's like 40 degrees out. Who wants to wear a wool, a Fair Isle hat, double thickness hat on a hot day? But I was hoping to have it done, but I didn't. So next week, there's always next week, right? Anyways, there's the inside. Okay, hold on. Try not to lose any stitches, but I'll kind of flip it inside out so you can see it. There's only one row that I'm catching my floats. All the rest are short enough for a hat that I don't need to. So it looks pretty fun on the inside. So I worked on this somewhat. I didn't get a lot of knitting done at the retreat because we really did a lot of dyeing. Oh, thanks, Valerie. I know, I'm really liking this. And I like the colors together. It's something, it's a little different. It's bright, it's fun, it's colorful. I like it. Hey, Sherry, do you use alternate stitch book or do you make up my own? I have it. Typically what I'll do is I'll find a pattern that I like and then I sometimes just tweak it by a stitch or two. Sometimes I'll just use a stitch pattern right out of the book or combined a couple of stitches together. But then yeah, I typically always kind of just change it up a smidge. I think that's, don't you find a lot of us are like that? You just can't knit anything the way the pattern says. It's just like those little burning desires, like, ooh, I know, I think I'll tweak that. But yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This one here was I had knit this very similar pattern in one of the pot holders that I did, and then I switched it up again by a stitch or two for this hat, just for something a little different. Valerie, 37. No for that. I know. It was pretty hot. Oh, what is this, Amber? You really like the Netra wrap by the Sweater Freak? Patty from the Four City Knit Girls. Oh, is doing it. It looks like a rainbow flag. Oh, oh, I think I saw her post a picture of that. Nice. From my husband. Is my wife using her actual... Yeah, I know. See, I know. Most of us don't actually knit from the pattern, do we? We just use it as a guide. And that's really all I think patterns are guides. And then you can just tweak it to make it be however you want. I know this is really, really fun. The pattern is easy to knit. You just glance at the pattern. I figure, because I always look at the pattern, right? And I'll think I need to do 3. I'll go like 3, 2, 1, 2. So that could be somewhere in here. There'll be 3 greens and then 2 pink, a green, a pink. So 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, or it'll be 5, 1, 1, 1. So 5 green, 1 pink, 1 green, 1 pink. So, and I just get those numbers in my head, 5, 1, 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 1, or 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, and then just work around the row. Works out pretty good, and fingers crossed. I have not had to pull out anything on here. I should never say that, right? Because just like asking for the knitting gods to laugh at you and be like, oh, she thinks she knows what she's doing. Well, we'll put her in her place, right? I am, oh my gosh, the fall. I am planning on the fall to have some patterns out. And Susanna, yes, I saw Susanna say patterns are just recipes. And that's exactly it. You know, I know some people enjoy, they like the comfort of having a pattern and it's just relaxing. You can knit and you don't like to think. But then I think there's some of us who like the thinking part and you're like, ooh, what if I change the ribbing? What if I take the ribbing out? What if I knit it in the round? What if I change it from bottom up and do it top down, right? And yeah, there's no right or wrong. If you like knitting right straight from the pattern, that's totally fine. If you like switching it up, that's okay too. As long as you like what you're doing, that's the main thing, right? Oh, Valerie, yes, one of the earlier ones as a lace pattern. That actually, I love that. I love when people look at something and can be inspired by it and put their own spin on it. That, I would love to see that. Oh, Jocelyn. Okay. Okay. Yes. I will work on that. Yes. A couple people to test knit them. I will. Yes. I feel like this is where I need Asa to keep me on track again, right? So that has really been my knitting. The hat, a teeny little bit on my shawl. And, oh, Amber, yes, I had you. Okay, you and Jocelyn. I will enlist your help. Do you want to see some of the yarn that I dyed this weekend? Oh, Daisy has come to visit. Poor Daisy. Well, I mean, none of us really have gone anywhere in the last year and a bit, right? So when I went away for the weekend, poor Daisy, I think, was very lonely. So last night she was like glued to me all night long. Sleeping, she was like snuggled right up to me. And yeah, and she's back again. Okay, yarn. We had so much fun. I think everybody had a lot of fun who took part in the dyeing challenge. It was so much fun. We had a lot of people. Daisy, hold on. I have a cat stuck on me. Okay, there. Yeah. Anyway, okay, sorry. Tracy, hi. Yes, so yarn dyeing. We had a lot of people take part in the yarn dyeing, which was so fun. There were people posting pictures all weekend long, and I loved that there was natural dyeing, there was Kool-Aid dyeing, there was RIT, there was acid dyes, there was solar dyeing. Amber did solar dyeing. I think Karen maybe did solar dyeing. Some people were doing things earlier in the month because this past weekend they had other plans. So they were working on things earlier in the month. So for everybody that is listening to this, make sure you post pictures of every skein, or I mean, however many pictures you want to upload on the Fiber Friends Ravelry thread, because we will be picking 3 people again to we will gift you a pattern from your on Ravelry. So post some pictures over there. If there's anybody again who doesn't use Ravelry, tag me in the Fiber Friends group and I will put your entry into Ravelry for you. And we'll leave it open. We'll probably leave it open all week because I just put the thread up Sunday morning. So we'll give people a chance to get their pictures done or their yarns dried or whatever, take pictures. And Cheryl and I will pick that winner when we podcast again. Anyways, so try and do it by Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll figure out the winners. I'm just trying to think here. Cheryl and I podcast early this week. I don't know. It's just, we'll just post it as quick as you can. How's that? Or maybe I'll leave the thread open till Friday and I'll just post, I'll just edit in the winners. Maybe that's what I'll do. Anyways, want to see what I dyed? I found a new love of dyeing cotton. It was so much fun. This was the RIT. I think it was because I've dyed with Kool-Aid lots and lots of times. I've used the Wilton's dyes lots and lots of times. I've used the acid dyes. I've played around with solar dyeing, but I have never done RIT. So maybe that's it. Maybe just because it was totally brand new for me. All the colors, it was fun. And the fact that you can use it on cotton and you can use it on wool. Why not leave it open until Thursday night? Yes, I could do that. Thursday night, Friday morning. So, yep. So just go over, post your pictures as soon as you can. And yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyways, look at, this one. I'll show you this one. This was an end of the dye pot skein. And it is kind of an aqua tealy color. It is, I love those ones. A couple people said that they had skeins too that they just used to finish off the dye pots to try to clear up the rest of the dye before they emptied the dye pot, right? You want to try to exhaust your dye pot as best you can. And some of those ones I think turn out the best because you put no thought process into it. It's just colors and everything blends, and it usually turns out really pretty. Sometimes I think we put too much planning in to what we want, and then we get disappointed if it doesn't turn out. But whereas some of these other ones, we have no expectations, and then we're happily surprised. So this I had actually, yeah, there was a little bit of blue, indigo left in the pot, and I put a little bit of yellow in, and this was what I got. So it was really, really pretty. I saw a comment, somebody asked about the orange, the Hunter orange, that neon orange Briggs and Little. I did over dye it. I will show that on the Fiber Friends podcast, and then I'll try to remember to show it here next week as well. I over dyed it with 2 different colors, so you'll see it next week. Oh yes. Oh, so hi Diane. Yes, Amber put her jar in the car. Amber, I was thinking about you on Saturday because I think London, and then we were a couple of hours north. It was a rainy, overcast day. I don't know if it rained here in London, but it rained where we were up in Shelburne all day long. And I thought, oh no, Amber was going to solar die, and there is not much sun out there. So I was happy to see that you stuck it in the back of the car. And I actually went back, I looked and I saw, oh, she's solar dying. And as you're scrolling through the pictures, and then I stopped and I'm like, whoa, back up, go back. And I'm like, looking, I'm like, yeah, she's got it in the back window of her car. I know, because we all know how hot the car gets, right? So it's a perfect way to heat up our dye pot, right? Hey, Elena, how are you? So anyways, this was just a happy accident because I was really hoping that, well, I was going to get more of a yellow color. So who knows? Yeah, I know, Amber. I'm glad that that worked so well for you. So the August challenge, and we'll announce the date, but I'm thinking we'll do it fairly quickly, like in the next couple weeks, is going to be using the yarn that you dyed so that it doesn't end up sitting in our stash. We will, use it. Dye it, knit it, use it. This is a skein that this did just exhaust the dye pot. This was Cheryl's indigo, yes, this was the indigo, and green. Alyssa did green. She did that great big ball. She had the big balls of Handicrafter cotton, the 400-gram balls. She just dunked the whole thing in the dye pot. So I just then put this in to kind of exhaust the dye pot. And this was fuchsia pink Rit from Marg's dyeing that I used. So this is, yeah, we'll see how this knits up. But it looks really pretty just in a skein, doesn't it? Totally not any of my colors, but it still does look really pretty. And I actually did 2. I had 2 skeins wound up, so I've got 2 the same. So hopefully I like how they knit up because I have 2. Oh, Amber, what's this? So this just popped up. It rained Saturday. Wasn't happy with that. So, oh, it was 2 nights. Oh, okay. So it waited till Sunday and then went into the car. Oh, and you were concerned her jar might explode in the sun and the heat. That's a good question. I mean, I guess that is always possible if it got extremely hot. I don't know as it would get that hot. Oh, Diane, you've got yours. Oh, that's right, because it was what is it? The train, the sea train hat. I don't know. There's more words in the name of it than that, right? I saw that. It was kind of a grayish color, wasn't it? Do I think this will microstripe? I have no idea, Tracy. I do not know. we will find out in a couple of weeks when I start knitting with it. I don't know. I have no idea. And I don't even want to hope it's just going to be beautiful. However, it stripes, it pulls, it does whatever. I'm really interested to try, especially with this, because I've got 2 skeins of it, to try and do something different. Remember my yellow, no, my orange, that orange and white yarn. Well, it was called Poppy. It was a Bernat Handicrafter. The colorway was Poppy. Remember, everybody was kind of had nicknamed it the creamsicle because it was one of the New Start Monday knits. And remember when I first started it, I was just doing seed stitch and I had cast on, oh, like 38 stitches. There must have been 39 because it would have been an odd number. And it was really, really wide. And it was knitting up with vertical stripes. It was orange, white, orange with 39 stitches. And I took it apart and I only put on 33 so I could have it a smaller size. And it still had that somewhat of a vertical stripe to it, but it was also had horizontal stripes in it as well. It totally changed the look of it. So I am hoping that I can kind of play around with these 2 skeins as well, either with the size, do one a little bigger, one a little smaller, or knit one on the diagonal, or do some slip stitches or something, and just see how they knit up differently. That's what I'm hoping, because they're dyed basically the same. So we'll see. It'll be just a little fun experiment to see if I can get them to come up different. So I'm going to backtrack here. I see that there's some comments here. I saw something about Amber said that something leaked. Oh dear. Oh, Jocelyn, you got to run. Okay, we will chat next Thursday. Knit like the wind. Or don't. Anyways, let's see here. I'm just going to scroll back here. Hey, Kim, how are you? Oh, walnuts to dye your last skein of cotton finger. Oh, you can use walnuts to dye cotton? Will it dye cotton, Kim? That's okay. Now you've just got me super excited to go with your avocado and a summer top. Ooh, summer. So avocado, you dyed cotton with avocado, Kim? I may have to really go get, I know all of a sudden I want to dye all the cotton. It's crazy. Oh no, Amber, you drove around. You went and did errands with your with your yarn in the back window. I love it. I love it. Did I see though that it did leak a little bit? Oh dear. Diane, you washed your wool sweaters on Friday and it was wet all weekend. Had to block today. I know. You know what? It was so humid that things probably wouldn't have dried all that quick on Saturday. Yeah, Valerie, I agree. I can't wait to see Kim's top. Okay, so, oh, Amber, so it did leak a little and smelled a little like vinegar for half an hour. Oh, well, that's nothing. And vinegar has such a clean smell to it, right? We can say that. We can try to make ourselves think that. Okay, yes, the Diane, the hat, the computer train. What? Commuter train. Okay, so okay, I know you mean commuter train, right? By Pacific Jaco. Yes, it dyed up. Oh, okay, blue with streaks of purple. Okay, right. Commuter train. See, I knew it was something about a train. Okay. Lovely. Thanks, Anne. I know they turned out really nice and bright, didn't they? Oh, it's an indie dyed. Okay. Oh, red and denim blue. That'll be nice, Kim. I know, spell check. Yes. Autocorrect. Ugh. You know, it's my phone. You know, this is my biggest pet peeve with my phone. I guess if this is my biggest pet peeve, I have nothing to complain about. But you know how it predicts what you're going to type, and so you start typing the first 3 letters and then it pops up what you're typing, right? I need to keep track, honestly, how many times I type knit into my phone, Instagram, Facebook, texting, emailing, how many times I type knit? I'm guessing it is 15 to 20 times at least a day. Every time I type knit, it changes it to knot. Really? How can it not figure that out? It figures out everything else. I know, and it always changes it to knot. Craziness. Oh, Kim, you posted pictures? Fantastic. It was a long process. Yes. Dyeing is not a quick process, is it? Oh, Amber, you may have gotten a few strange looks. I know, they're probably jealous. They're probably like, oh, that woman, she's got yarn in her car. I know what she's doing. I wish I was doing that too. I'm sure that's what they were saying. Not, what in the world has she got in her car? It can get embarrassing, but spell correct, autocorrect, it can sometimes. I know. Oh, Sherry, your phone thinks you don't swear. It also allows me to put numbers in the middle of my words. I don't, what is that? These phones are supposed to, like, they know everything. Like, they start predicting and showing us all this stuff that I swear we are just talking about. And the next thing it shows up on your Facebook feed, right? Without even searching it or anything. But yet, something that we do over and over and over again, it cannot figure out. Drives me crazy. Anyways, but like I said, if that's the biggest thing we have to worry about, it's not the end of the world, right? That's right. I know. It does that a lot, right? Live and love. They can't get those two mixed up. I live you. Oh, so funny. I know, but yeah, sometimes they can be kind of funny. They can't that's why I really try to quickly proofread before I send anything. But there's always that one time that you just type and you send, right? Before you read it. And then like as it's sent, you're reading it and you're like, oh, right? I did not catch that. Oh, wow. It was probably the thought of what the bleep is in the, I know, probably. Wonder how many people were like think what could that possibly be? Oh, try having with Pat. Well, exactly. Like trying to do like K2 TOG, like knit two together, yarn over. Yeah, yeah. It's not going to know that lingo, is it? Okay, one time you must have accepted the knot for knit and it remembers it. Well, probably I accidentally didn't. But you know what? I have watched myself type it because I thought, okay, maybe I've just, I've hit it wrong or whatever. But I have actually typed KNI, and then when I hit the T, I look back and it has flipped it to knot. So yeah, probably at some point I've done it without knowing it. But seriously, I've probably done it 500 million times since then as knit. Can't you change it? Oh, seriously. What, Tracy? Okay, did you guys read this? Tracy's saying one time when you lived in England, you were parked and a car pulled up with a sheep in the back. Never mind a container of wool, an actual sheep. Well, that would get people's attention, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. Elena, the first thing you do with your phone is turn the autocorrect off. Maybe I should do that. I need an IT department. That's exactly what I need. If only I could have my own IT. That's totally what I need. Alyssa was actually my IT on the weekend. She was helping me with some of the settings on my laptop, and it was wonderful. Oh, you think dogs, not sheep. That's right. I mean, you see dogs in the car all the time. Sheep, not so much. I love that. Yeah, I know. Could you imagine having a sheep for a pet? Hmm. Well, initially it sounds good, right? I don't know though. The upkeep to that would be a little maybe more than a dog. So what has everybody else been knitting? We've got about 10 minutes left just to chat. If you dyed along with us this weekend, what was your favorite technique, or what did you like about it? Oh, you can remove words from your dictionary? Can you? I could get rid of not. Oh, maybe that's what I should do. That would save me a lot of retyping. And. How many times do all of us type and? My phone always is AMD. I'm like, really? Don't you know what I'm typing? Susanna, Jocelyn Sock, second one. Yay! That is super. You're getting close. There you go, Kim. Yes, if you had sheep, you're right. You wouldn't have to cut the grass any longer. Just turn your front lawn into a pasture. Put a little fence up. Hey, Danielle, how are you? Oh, I have got these two. Do I have another one? The ones that I have. Oh, I do have a couple more I can show. And I forgot about these. Good job, Danielle. I read your comment. Now these ones, I mean, they're not super exciting. This one is just an indigo. Just really solid indigo. This was the first skein that went into the dye pot. And this one here is kind of exciting. This one I dip dyed. So it is very much like my pink, purple, and green. Oh, I'll scroll back and see some of your comments here in a second. But I left part of it white. I think it was Trish dubbed this one as blue jeans and a white t-shirt. So this one is really fun. This one was fun. It does really remind me exactly of the colors of indigo when you do indigo dyeing. Very much so. I have a lot of kind of different shades of this and this darker blue. So more cotton, more cotton. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing around dyeing more cotton. Everybody I know is going to get a hand-dyed knit dishcloth from me. Hi, Diane. Canadian tuxedo. Hey, I like that. Yes. So anyways, this was my cotton, which was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I cannot wait. I'm actually going away this Friday again. It's the long weekend coming up for us. And I'm going to go up to the cottage, which I am super, super excited from. So the Friday night live over in the Fiber Friends group will be live from the cottage. So I think expect to see some people with me. I was going to have him use the lucette. And something else I was going to have him. We were going to, once I figured out how to do null binding, he was going to try it with me. Anyways, I got to find my lucette, make sure I take it with me. And Lauren is going to be up at the cottage, I'm pretty sure. So she will probably make an appearance. Remember, it's been over a year. It's probably been 2 years since Lauren has done a Friday night live with me. So that will be fun. Just need to really hope the internet service works. I know the blue and the white looks really fun, doesn't it? Did I use a fixative on your yarn? Yes, a little bit of the RIT fixative. And I put it in, I went by the Chem Knits tutorials where she just put it in as she was rinsing it, just like about 3 little drops in the rinse water, let it sit a little bit and rinsed it. Cheryl was reading the bottle. I don't know, she was reading the instructions. I wasn't. And she said that it sounded like you were supposed to actually put it in the dye pot, but I didn't do that. So I don't, maybe that'll be something I can play around with too and see if it makes a difference. Oh, Joey, you're doing socks and the third pair, all cotton. Oh, trying different short row heels. Oh, that's fantastic. Have you found one that you really like? Hey, Samantha, how are you? Hope you had a good start to your week and have had a great Monday. Oh, Amber, you won't be here this Friday. Oh, it's your anniversary. Well, congratulations. 10 years. Oh, how wonderful. And you usually go out for dinner. Well, you know what? You should do that. You guys have a wonderful Friday night. Have a date night. That is so exciting. Does that mean Cheryl? No, because Anne, the plan is, so I have a plan. We all know what usually happens to my plans, but fingers crossed, we're going to podcast before I go up to the cottage. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to get it all set and uploaded into YouTube before I go. And I can schedule it to automatically post Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. So that is the plan. If it's not there, you know, there was a problem, but hopefully it will be there. That is the plan. So fingers crossed. Okay, Kim, you have always soaked the yarn with the Rit dye fixative. And okay, and it works. You soak the yarn with it. I love this. I love how everybody has different ways of doing it, and then we can all learn, you know, trial and error, see what works for us. We find something that works, and then we can share it with other people. Thanks so much, Kim. I'm going to try that. Okay, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, the yarn over, heel, and no counting. No counting is always a good thing, isn't it? Anything that makes a little easier is good. Oh, and thank goodness. I know. So hopefully you're not going to have to stay in bed all weekend again. You should be good to go Saturday morning. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. Let's hope. Okay, well, everybody, we've been almost at our hour. We've got just a couple, like 2.5 minutes left here. Amber, oh, your kids are celebrating your anniversary on Wednesday. So he's coming to my work and we're renewing our vows. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So what are you wearing? Are you like wearing a dress or are you dressing up at all? Who 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 is acting as the minister or the officiant? Are you carrying a bouquet of flowers? Are the kids going to make like paper flowers for you or something? Oh my gosh, Amber. How exciting. I mean, for you guys and for the kids. That is wonderful. I love that. That really makes me happy. Oh, okay. All this cotton sitting on my lap is even getting hot in this crazy summer heat. All right, everybody, just oh, a note, the yarn has been dyed. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, I thought you meant as like your pre-soak. Okay, so you dye it and then you put it in the water and then you let the freshly dyed yarn soak in that and then that fix it. Gotcha. Okay. All right. See, I don't know. My mind instantly went to the first soak. Okay, perfect. That's good. Okay, so that was what I was working, but and you said you let yours sit for 10 minutes. See, I don't usually, I get anxious and I get not anxious because that sounds like but I get impatient and I don't like to wait all the time. And I don't know if I let it sit a full 10 minutes or maybe like a couple. Anyways, I will definitely try that. Oh my goodness. So Amber's saying it is Wedding Wednesday. You'll probably wear a dress. The kids have made paper flowers and we made invitations today. I'll try and get a picture. Oh my goodness. We would love to see that. Oh, Amber, that is so sweet. How wonderful. And congratulations on 10 years. That is fantastic. I know, well, how the kids are going to a wedding. How fun is that? Amber, you are so creative with these kids. These kids are so lucky to have you as their teacher and, being so creative with them. These are going to be memories they are going to remember for their whole entire life. They're going to look back 20, 30 years from now and they'll be, I remember when this wonderful woman did all this fun stuff with us, and just you're creating such great memories with them. That is fantastic. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to sit down and knit. It has been a very, very busy Monday. Oh, Samantha, you're going to start dyeing this summer. Oh, Samantha, you're in Australia? Oh, so it is Tuesday for you. It is, isn't, or is it still? I don't know. Anyways, I think it is, right? Um, so you're going to start dyeing this summer. So do you know what you're going to dye? We'll just talk for a couple seconds more. Um, oh, Diane, the Fridays. Search on Facebook, Fiber Friends Friday Night Knit In. And our group will come up. It's a private group. It's going to ask you 2 questions. So make sure you answer at least one of them. If you don't answer questions, we don't let you in because we don't know if you're a real person or, So I think it asks, how did you find out about this and are you a knitter? So at least answer one, and we would love to have you join us over there. The Fiber Friends is it's a really fun group. We have, yeah, lots of fun over there. And our Friday night chit chats are a lot like this. And we end up talking about everything under the sun. Okay, so yes, Amber, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we will not see you Friday. Enjoy your anniversary and wedding Wednesday. Oh my goodness, what is this? Some of your little kids from school are hoping to match my dress on Wednesday. Wouldn't that be sweet? Okay. Yes, and Diane, yes, I'll look for your request for the Facebook group. Yeah, Friday night is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Friday nights, Fiber Friends group, that is the place to be on Friday nights if you're a knitter. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great knitting week. I hope you maybe cast something on new with me over the next couple of days, or maybe you're getting close to having a finish. And remember to post your dyeing pictures. You can post them in the Fiber Friends Facebook group, and then remember to put them over in Ravelry for a chance at prizes. I will see you guys all alive. Anyways, we'll see. Probably. Oh, most likely. We'll see you Monday. Anyways, guys, have a fantastic week and happy knitting. Bye.